much.
Capcom's strategy of collaboration between Japanese and Western developers has resulted in some great games, but there've been a few rubbish ones too. Happily, it looks like Ninja Theory's Devil May Cry reboot is going to be one of the success stories. Having finally had the chance to actually play it, it seems that the classic DmC gameplay is very much intact underneath that radically new look. Fans will be glad to know that the fighting still feels like Devil May Cry, but it's more transparent and slightly less finicky. Technical stuff like jump cancelling and parrying is still in there for the hardcore, but the system is easier to learn. A style ranking is displayed on screen, letting you see how you're doing. The key to the elusive SSS ranking is variety, using the full range of Dante's ass-kicking capabilities rather than spamming the same old attacks. He's got his guns, ebony and ivory, and his sword. Holding the left and right triggers lets you use angel and demon weapons too, so you can use sword, guns, scythe, and heavy axe all at once. There's also a grapple to pull enemies towards Dante and a rush ability to push him towards them. Juggling demons in the air is the easiest way to rack up the big combos. The coolest thing about the new DmC is the setting. All the fighting takes place in Limbo, a weird, twisted version of the real world that's home to all the demons. It's not the safest of places. Enemies spawn from the walls, fissures open up in the ground, cars roll backwards down buckling streets, strange messages appear everywhere, and the corridors magically close and extend themselves without warning. Bad things that happen in this shadow world affect the real world too. So if a massive demon picks up a Ferris wheel and chucks it at Dante, it'll ruin a lot of family days out when one of the rides suddenly uproots itself and devastates the funfair. It certainly keeps things interesting. This is a far cry from the static environments of Devil May Cry games past. As for Dante himself, he's looking young, sexy, and typically badass. He's got all the cool and talent for one-liners of his older self, but he's a bit rougher around the edges. He swears when he's hit and really throws himself around during combos. The facial animation is great, which helps him feel more like a real person, albeit a real person who fights demons with his top off on a day-to-day basis. The story is driven by the idea that Dante's not just a cool guy who does cool stuff, but a guy with history and personality behind all that attitude. That said, he's definitely not gone soft. We've already seen some awesomely ridiculous cutscenes in DmC that are up there with the best Dante moments. A new approach and a new Dante are saving this series from becoming stale. DmC is out later this year, and it's clear that the people at Ninja Theory have spent a lot of time getting it to feel right without sacrificing their own inimitable style. But it remains to be seen whether it'll work as well over the course of the whole game as it does in a 20-minute demo. For more on DmC, stay tuned to IGN.com.